What is the deal? What is the deal? Seinfeld style with the brand new Australia US critical minerals, rare earth minerals deal. We're going to take a quick look at that. And I've asked it the question, what stocks may that affect on the Australian Stock Exchange on opening in around about half an hour roughly? How does that affect some of the other metals like silver, copper, possibly gold as well? We'll have that discussion and we'll talk about the other things we normally talk about. We'll do some Bitcoin and crypto stuff too. If you're watching this on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, dang man, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. But look, in the first 1 minute of the show, roughly, we do the synchronized slurp. You grab a tasty beverage, I grab my tasty beverage. We slurp them synchronously together. Yes, we are going out live on X and on YouTube right now. Tell me what you're drinking in the comments, and let's do it together. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Good to see you, my wonderful people. I am Joe Main, a stacker of precious metals since 2010, a stacker of crypto, as I adjust the camera, a stacker of crypto since 2013. I do this live show on a Tuesday and a Thursday. I go live randomly in other times as well. I actually went live from the Perth Mint on Saturday. That was a little impromptu. I was there for other reasons, not to buy, but a little impromptu tour there. That's had like 2,000 views already. So that's doing really, really well. And we'll say a few hellos to everyone. Again, use the time codes if you want to skip to all your favorite parts. G'day, Gerald. Monday night football, pizza, and beer, mate. Be right back. No problem. Monday night football and pizza. Yes, please. That'd be great. Morning, says Savvy Stacker. Morning, Joe. G'day, Savvy Stacker. It's good to see you, my friend. Also, Mudguts61. This is funny. Yeah, YouTube's not showing the names up in here anymore. Now it's just showing the usernames. So I have to kind of remember who your username, but who does that port over to in terms of the names, etc. Did you know that the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange? I have to do it this way, so you broke the mic. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, mastering the markets, masteringthemarkets.com, stormrake.com, a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. You get 2% brokerage fees when you sign up with my thing. We'll talk about it a little bit later, shall we? Yeah. Can you do me a big favor? Head over to x.com/it's Joe Main. Give me 1 second and I'll find that. While we just wait for a few more people to stream in. Again, please and thank you. Just use the time codes below to go to your part. We'll be talking, of course, silver and gold analysis as well, but I really want to touch upon this whole critical minerals thing. I'm just going to do something. I'm going to go live on X now. Let's go. We'll go Australia, US critical minerals deal. We'll go silver price analysis. And we'll go, what about, I got to do it for the old TOSHI and crypto too. Thanks for your patience. I love it. I love you guys. Yeah, that'll do. Cool. Why not? Yeah. Fantastic, my lovely, lovely people. Let's do it right now. I'll check a few more comments and see if we have anyone else that we need to say a quick hello to. All right, Savvy Stackers, Ben Ferrugia. Yeah, this is really sucks. I'm going to have to find out what's going on with a good old Ecamm. I use Ecamm Live for Mac, and it's not showing the things. So, cool. G'day, Ben. It's good to see you, my friend. Let's go. Let's talk about the brand new Australia US critical minerals, rare earth minerals deal signed overnight. It's a framework. It doesn't mean the deal's fully locked in and blah, 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 but they've got signed a framework. It's an up to $8.5 billion deal between Australia and the US. So our Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, is over in the White House, or was over in the White House yesterday overnight with the US and the Australian ambassador to the US, Kevin Rudd. They signed this deal. So obviously the US has been getting heavy into the critical minerals with other countries, etc., putting their own, putting investment into their own US-based critical mineral stocks and companies as well. It's a big deal. I think it's a big deal. So let's take a look at it, what it means, what stocks it may affect, etc. But what are we talking about first? Let me go to the screen. You always want the screen and me. Why would you just want to see the screen? All right, so I just quickly typed in this. So Trump and Albanese seal $8.5 billion, minerals pact against China, they've said. Okay, let's read that. President Donald Trump and Australian Prime Minister Albanese signed an $8.5 billion framework agreement at the White House on Monday, committing over $3 billion to joint mining and processing of 30 critical minerals for defense, tech, and energy needs. The deal enhances supply chain resilience and expands Australia-US partnerships to reduce reliance on China's dominance in rare earths. What kind of blowback could we expect from China in terms of Australia? Yeah. The meeting included warm bilateral exchanges, a near mishap with a 400-year-old mirror, and Trump's humorous rebuke of Australian Ambassador Kevin Rudd over past criticisms. We won't worry about that thing. But basically here, it's so funny that either Trump is acting like he didn't know who Kevin Rudd was previously, because Trump wasn't in when Rudd was the Prime Minister of Australia. But it's funny. He's like, who's this guy? Who's this ambassador guy? Oh, did he like me? Did he not like me? Oh, you didn't like me? Great, I didn't like you either. It was kind of, I think it was, as usual, it's kind of tongue in cheek, and of course the media is going to go, he's being a mean guy. Anyway, let's go to the actual thing. Let's go back here. I asked Grok what the deal was. So let's ask Grok. Tell me everything you can about the new rare earth and critical minerals deal between the US and Australia. Let's read it together. They signed blah, blah, blah. The pact aims to reduce Western dependence on China, which controls about 70% of global rare earth mining and 90% of processing. So this is moving away, okay? Moving away from dominance moving away from reliance on China, okay? And it's an interesting shift, isn't it? Very interesting shift. This deal comes amid escalating US-China trade tensions, including China's recent export restrictions on rare earths. That's right. Well, don't poke the bear, man. You poke the bear, and then the US will, talk to Australia and go, hey, China neighbor, how about you do a deal with us instead? So, yeah, don't poke the bear, man. The agreement is framed as a framework rather than a binding treaty, emphasizing cooperative investment, streamlining regulations, blah, blah, blah. Key components. Let's take a look. Joint investments. So each country commits at least $1 billion over the next 6 months for mining, separation, and processing projects. The total pipeline up to $8.5 billion in ready-to-launch initiatives, including US. This is important, US investments in Australian refining facilities. Okay, could this affect certain stocks on the Australian Stock Exchange, rare earth companies? Lithium in particular, we'll talk about that in a second. So the timeline and scale, immediate start, $2 billion unlocked in the first half of next year. I find this interesting, price stabilization. It establishes a minimum price floor for critical minerals, okay? And that's obviously going to be higher than what it is right now, I would imagine, or at least it's probably going to push up the price. That's my guess. Establishes a minimum price floor for critical minerals to protect Western miners from Chinese market manipulation and dumping. Okay, permitting reforms, basically a lot of deregulation, speeding up the process, removing red tape. Supply chain mapping and diversification, joint geological surveys in Australia, the US, and third countries, recycling programs, blah, blah, blah. Strategic reserves and offtake leverages Australia's critical mineral strategic reserve with potential US equity stakes, okay? And US stockpiling infrastructure includes offtake agreements ensuring minerals flow to both nations' industries. Great. And rapid response mechanism, a new US-Australia working group to accelerate, blah, blah, blah. The deal covers 30 critical minerals, here we go, including lithium. Australia supplies 50% of global lithium. There you go. Cobalt, manganese, blah, 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 gallium, rare earths like neodymium, I can never, and dyspremium, essential for EV batteries. Great. Okay. Magnets in weapons systems, robotics, and semiconductors. Albanese's office announced seed funding. Now, this doesn't affect specific companies. Seed funding for 2 flagship projects to kickstart the pipeline. One in Western Australia, one in Northern Territory. Strategic and geopolitical implications for the US. It secures 30% of needed rare earths from a trusted ally, i.e. us, Australia, bolstering defense, jets, missiles, blah, blah, blah. Green tech reduces vulnerabilities exposed by China's restrictions. That's, again, poke the bear and you go, okay, we'll go to your mates. Unlocks for Australia, this unlocks billions in exports. Okay, so critical minerals are 10 to 15% of our GDP. It's really good. Creates jobs, thousands in mining and processing, and elevates its role in Indo-Pacific security. Positions Canberra, the Australian Capital Territory, the Canberra for US people, Canberra, the city in the Australian Capital Territory. It's the hub of political. That's where all the politicians live. Mineral superpower with GDP boost, blah, blah, blah. Geopolitically, a direct counter to China's monopoly. Fostering friend assuring with allies. Could spark similar pacts, but risks escalating trade wars. Could Trump warned of reprisals if China doesn't relent. Reactions and commentary, blah, blah, blah. Now, I did ask Grok its opinion, which specific stocks on the Australian Stock Exchange might this be a positive catalyst for? Okay, now this is just Grok's opinion, doesn't mean it's true, but I can see why some of these would have a little boost today in the next 18 minutes. The market opens here. Let's see, Lynas Rare Earths. Now, many of these I'm actually not, some I'm in and some I'm not in. Lynas Rare Earths. I'm actually not in LYC. I used to be, but I got out. Well, looks like, that's probably going to have a bit of a pump. Rare Earths Mining and Processing. World's largest non-Chinese rare earth producer. That's pretty good. Okay, so I'd watch LYC. I'll see what the price does in the next 17 minutes. ARU, which is Arafura Resources. Now, this is interesting. This is called Arafura Resources. And what was that? What was the name of one of those projects? The Arafura Nolans project in the Northern Territory. While technically, I'm not sure if they're technically linked together, you might see ARU have a nice little move. This is one that I have. It's a small cap. This is Hastings Technology Metals. It's rare earths. Okay, advanced rare earth developer with US interest in equity stakes. Okay, benefits from joint ventures and permitting reforms. So we'll, again, in about 16 minutes, we'll see what the prices of these have done. ASM, which is something that I didn't get into, you've got ILU, Iluka, Alkane, NTU, PLS now. PLS, Pilbara Minerals. It is Australia's top lithium producer. I have PLS in my superannuation, so I think I'm already up on that. It's going to do probably well come opening. And SYR, Syra Resources, that's key for EV batteries, etc. There's plenty of others. There's lots of small caps, and I'll show you over here. That's silver. We'll come back. Actually, no. We'll wait till it opens. Additional insights. Market-wide impact. The ASX 300 Metals and Mining Index, with rare earth subsector leader gains. Small explorers, small caps like Nova Minerals. I have that, and Resolution Minerals RML, which I just bought the other day, surged 16 to 56% on US briefings, but remain higher risk. So on the briefings, remember we talked about that? It was NVA. I haven't talked about RML much, but they've both been briefing, before this meeting. So it looks like they might possibly have a bit of a raise too, unless it's a sell on the news thing. Gallium specific, watch list additions for Lithium Breath, Liontown, SYA as well. Sure, so lots. I did ask it as well, how, if at all, could this deal affect the silver market, both physical and mining stocks? Probably doesn't have a lot of impact, but I wanted to tie that into general physical metals. Precious metals, I should say. Silver's role in industrial applications, particularly in green technologies like solar panels, using 10 to 20 grams per panel, and electronics, overlaps with the deal's focus on tech supply chains. However, the agreement's emphasis is on minerals where China holds a dominant supply position. Right, so 70% of rare earths, 90% of gallium, etc. Silver, by contrast, is a more diversified global supply with top producers like Mexico, Peru, China contributing significantly, and Australia ranking lower. So it has maybe an indirect demand boost from green tech. Okay, the likelihood is moderate. Price impact, saying probably not a lot. Supply chain diversification, potential effect. The deal's focus on friend shoring and blocking Chinese asset sales could inspire similar efforts for other metals, including silver. Likelihood low. Okay. Chinese market reaction, not huge. Impact on Australian silver mining stocks. So while the deal directly benefits rare earths and lithium-focused ASX stocks, silver miners could see a secondary effect due to increased mining investments in general, permitting reforms, and critical minerals market momentum. So maybe a rising tide in the rare earth and critical minerals thing just raises all ships at the moment. I think it's basically saying, maybe, but not much. Okay. Conclusion, has no direct impact on physical silver market or silver stocks, really. Okay. I did also ask it, and I want to show you the price of this in a second. Is rhodium considered a critical mineral? And the reason why, and I'm going to show you the price of rhodium right here. Remember, RHO? No, where is it? XRH0. XRH0. Remember we've spoken about rhodium a while ago, and we've been talking, look at what rhodium's done, sneaky little bastard. That it's done. It's just been really sneaky, totally sneaked up on me, and I didn't have alerts here. We've been talking about rhodium while it was under here, under this sort of 625 level. We were right down in here. Remember how I've been saying about rhodium recently? This was going months back. It looks like a bottom had been forming right here. It was just looking really nice, beautiful bottom. It was absolutely forming here. You've got this sort of flattening out pattern, but a rising relative strength index. And I said, if it breaks that 615, 625 level, watch for it to go into the zag zone, the expected resistance range between here and here. Now, where have we topped out at so far? We've found resistance perfectly at the top end of the zag zone at $1,100 to $1,200. Okay. Pretty darn good. Now, we'll go back to this critical minerals thing, but I just find that really interesting. So when I was talking about it, we were about here, and I said, watch out, it could double quite quickly. And we've had a 90% move really quickly. So with rhodium, I would expect a little bit more resistance here around this area, but it's really interesting. Let me go back. Rhodium is not explicitly listed amongst the 30 minerals. Now, the designation of a critical mineral varies by country, okay? The US Geological Survey critical minerals list, rhodium is included in the US critical minerals list as part of the platinum group metals alongside platinum, palladium, iridium, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and osmium, interesting. Australian critical minerals list. It doesn't explicitly include rhodium or platinum group metals. The US-Australia deal context. The deal emphasizes minerals with high Chinese supply chain. Okay. Rhodium supply is dominated by South Africa, not China. Okay. So rhodium is unlikely to be a focal point. Fair enough. Conclusion, rhodium is considered a critical mineral in the US, but not a priority. Okay. I also asked it which, if any, non-critical metals could have a boost with this news. Now, this is where grok is kind of, it's now contradicting itself a little bit. So is it hallucinating a bit? So it says non-critical metals likely to benefit. Now it's saying silver. Okay. Relevance to deal. Silver is not a critical mineral, but is vital for solar panels. I did mention that. Aligning with green tech. Yeah, okay. Potential boost. Maybe just to EVs and stuff like that. Renewable energy. Copper is not listed as a critical mineral in this deal, but is essential again for EVs and all that kind of stuff. All right, potential boost. Nickel, zinc and lead, gold. Cool. So that's pretty much it, the whole deal. So when this market opens in around about 9 minutes or so, we're going to take a look at some specific stocks. Well, we will take a look at some specific ones now. And I want to get your comments in right now. Let me know what you think about this deal in particular. Are you bullish on it, etc.? Let me go down to here. You are watching Good Morning Stackers, where we talk about all things precious metals. We talk about stocks as well. We're all in the commodity side of things at the moment. Commodity super cycle is happening. And of course, we do talk about Bitcoin and crypto as well. I did a video yesterday on the Bitcoin to gold ratio. That set a few hearts aflutter, a few heads alight. So we'll take a look at the Bitcoin to gold ratio very soon as well. I'll go back and get some comments, see if I have any, and then we'll keep going. Tell me what you think, my people. Morning all, says Knackers O'Reilly. Good to see you, friend. Mr. Gerald, good. If Neil is right on stock ticker, CLO clearers and Canada sites. What are you talking about? Uranium is my next focus, but NNE has my foot in the door. Yeah, I'm in NNE at the moment, beside another mine stock. Oh, yes, that one too, Strathmore plus uranium. Fantastic, my absolute funky people. Great to see so many people watching here on YouTube and on X. Let's get to silver, gold, price analysis, etc. And in the middle of that, the market is going to open here in Australia, and we're going to see what a lot of the rare earth, mineral, lithium stocks, etc., have done on opening after this news. I think we're going to get a little bit of a boost. Okay, so let's take a look at the price of silver, gold, etc. I just showed you rhodium there. If you just joined us, rhodium I've been talking about all the way down here. I said watch out for resistance in this box. We found resistance exactly in that box so far. The price is almost doubled. It's actually about doubled since the time we've been talking about it down here. I didn't get into it myself because this was listed on the London Stock Exchange. I'm like, I just couldn't be bothered. But good on you if you did get into it based on stuff that I've been talking about. Congratulations. Let's take a look. We'll start with gold. Why not? Haven't done gold. Whoa. Okay. All right. Gold's back, baby. Cool. All right. Here is gold on the monthly time frame. Yowza, 4,370. Looks like it might be continuing. This is on the monthly time frame, price in USD, as I said, using the tradingview.com website. I've just got all this stuff, which I'll get rid of. I did a wonderful, great, it's supposed to be 45 minutes, but I think we spent about an hour and a half, roughly, probably double the time, speaking to a wonderful person who won't be named for privacy reasons, but they had a precious metals and other investment strategy with me yesterday evening. And I'm not a financial advisor and all that, but I just gave my personal view. I offer those one-on-one consultations. I'll put a link somewhere below. And I just showed the gentleman the accumulation public participation excess phase market cycle. This is what markets do. So this is the one for gold. We did it in the 60s, 70s, 80s, then a long distribution. Then we did it in the early 2000s, accumulation, public participation, the excess phase, 2011, where gold topped out again. Then we had that distribution where it has that bit of that, consolidation. Then now we're in accumulation. We had that. Now we're in public participation. Okay. The excess phase still has, it's still got the excess phase to go. That'll take it out to around about the end of this decade, so the next 5 years. But in between the public participation phase and the excess phase is usually, well, there is some kind of dip, okay? We're getting towards there, as I've been saying. It doesn't mean we dip from here, but from here-ish, could it go higher? Could it go to like 5,000 US dollars, possibly even higher? Maybe. But we will have some kind of, peak, and then we will have probably a slightly longer protracted move down in gold, which could last, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. That would probably affect silver as well, but maybe not as much, because where gold goes, silver follows. Okay, so silver has to massively outperform gold yet. But many were calling the top of gold, and we're going to look at the Bitcoin to gold ratio as well. Many were talking about, this is the top, that's it, done for gold. Well, look where we are right now. On the weekly time frame, well, okay, this week's opening really nice. So looking fantastic. I'll get rid of a couple of these for you. Just so, and that's going to be the last one. Of course it is. Round about there. Okay, opening really nice. Here it is on the daily time frame. It's still making higher highs and higher lows. Just again, we're quite overvalued. Just be careful from around here. But again, this can move hundreds of dollars still, because we're making higher highs and higher lows. There's no bearish divergence happening just yet. This can creep up in this area and just do this kind of thing for ages. Okay, you can do this while the price is creeping higher and higher. We will have a top eventually. Could it actually be the psychological value of around about $5,000? That's that's huge psychological value. So yeah, but between here and here, I don't think we probably creep higher than 5,000. Could I be wrong? Yes. Doesn't matter anyway. No, dollar cost average is the best way to do it. Looks no signs yet are pointing to from here yet. Okay, let's see on the weekly for gold. Very overvalued. But again, on the larger time frames, you can spend a bit of time in there. What you can actually do is you can have a dip while the price is going higher. Remember that? So you can do something like this in the relative strength index. It comes down, and then it does this kind of thing, and you can still have the price creeping higher and higher and higher as you go. It's just when you get to a point where pick a point, I'm not saying it's getting there, that's when it starts to get toppy, when you start getting higher highs and then you start getting bearish divergence. That's when the top becomes in on like a larger weekly kind of scale. So we're not there yet. This price can creep higher and higher while we form this kind of thing. Then you do that. That's when you go, okay, now the dip's coming, and then we'll talk about lower prices and for how long and all that kind of stuff. So gold's not stopping yet. Doesn't look like it is, okay? And on the monthly time frame, the monthly can take way, way longer for that kind of stuff to play out. So, yeah. Looking all right for gold still. Lines out the door. The Perth Mint, as I went to, came from live from the Perth Mint. It was Diwali. At the same time, the very famous Indian community time to buy gold. Very auspicious time to do it. Perth Mint was packed. 2.5 hour wait. And I was told that it was a 5 hour wait the day before for people to register, and then they had to hang around the Perth Mint. Great place to hang around. But 5 hours to go in and sit down with the people and buy their gold. Interesting, hey? But we're definitely in that top end of the public participation phase. We will get a dip eventually, and then the excess phase has still got time to go. And that can shoot gold to $8,000 to $10,000 an ounce by the end of this decade, so by 2030. Cool. That's gold. Padding for time while the market opens. We have got just a few seconds. All right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you, I'm going to take off the screen. We're going to just show you in about 15 seconds, we're going to see some movement. So go just screen or just screen and me. Where is it, Joe? Just screen. Where is it? Screen and Joe. You can't see it right here. Let's go to my things. Ready? The thing's about to open in a few seconds. Are we about to see a move for the day? So we're going to see a bunch of critical minerals, I think, about to open. Let's see what happens there. I'm going to check my stuff here. Yep, we've just had a bit of a move. The market is open. Look at my watch list. Okay, so now that's up 18% for the day. We're up 17%. Ionic. Oh, great, fantastic. Rivers Gold, Hastings. All right, looks like we're having a bit of a boost here. Let's take a quick little look upon opening. Let's see what's happening here for the critical minerals side of things. Let's go like this. Cool, that's crypto. Oh, crypto, Floki, hello, cool. Let's have a quick little look. We may not have opened the day fully. GDX is up. Let's see, so let's have a quick little look. IXR is up. So ionic rare earth, so that's up 14%. We have ARR, this is something I'm in, which is American rare earths. Okay, so that's up 11%. E25. Not everything's just opened as yet too. Maybe it's not as huge an opening as I thought it would be. Let's go back to silver, and then we'll come back to wait until the market's completely open. And we'll be taking a look at Bitcoin and precious metals and all that kind of stuff as well. Here is silver on the daily time frame price in USD, $52.53. Back up, man. Back it up. Back up the truck. Yeah, I mean, we are back into getting into the normal territory. So we've come out of extremely overbought. I could see a bit of a further dip on silver. Okay, gold looks like it's outperforming silver a little bit here. Let me have a look. Gold to silver ratio. Do that. Remember we talked about that? Yeah, so on the gold to silver ratio, I thought that gold would overtake for a little bit. Let me get rid of all that for you. Remember when I talked about there? We came down to that uptrend line. I said, okay, we've broken through here. We came up to this uptrend line right here. So maybe gold will take a little bit of center stage for a week or so. And we're certainly seeing that. So gold's having a bit of a pump, but silver's not returning the favor just yet. Okay, so $52.50, possibly a little move down. Where could we move down to? I don't bloody know, and you don't too, but let's take a quick little look. You could say maybe between here and here. Watch out for between here and here in the next maybe few days, week or so, maybe back down to that $50 level, that 48. Yeah, I could expect a little bit of a dip from there, maybe into that 48 to 45 zone. Maybe that's coming soon. Could I be wrong? Yes. That little spike there just tells me that silver, a little bit of a sell-off at the moment. I need to see it creep back above that 54. But longer term, looking fantastic. Let me show you. Again, on the longer term, look at silver, looking absolutely. I was about to use the Lord's name in vain, but it's looking absolutely amazing. That 45 years there, 1980, $50, 2011. Do you think we stop here? Okay, we've just broken it. This is on the monthly time frame. Do you think we tick over here and just have a couple of months of down from here? It's highly unlikely. Okay, it's more likely that we creep up to a level which people go, okay, that's enough after breaking the all-time high. That can be, 60, 70, 80 something dollars on the monthly time frame before we have some kind of, it's got to creep up a little bit higher, I think, before then, have a little bit of a dip, maybe back to that $50 level, and then looking absolutely amazing. You know what I think about silver. It's going to triple digits, high triple digits in the next, I would say, 5 years. By that 2030, I think high triple digits is very easy. In my opinion, not high triple digits, sorry, that's 700 US, like 200, 300, something like that is doable by the end of this decade for sure. Yeah, that's silver. Let's take a quick look at platinum. 1,624, just needs to break that $1,700 level that we spoke about before. We'll get into Bitcoin and crypto. We'll talk about TOSHI and some other that other stuff very soon. But that's platinum looking great. As I said to that client from yesterday in the precious metals and general investment strategy session I did, showed him this chart, and he just looked at the chart and went, "Oh my God!" So, to $2,300 US back here, the COVID low right here, where smash through the zag zone, the expected resistance zone. As I was saying to him, when you have a move down, so from a high and a low, you can expect to have a retrace of the move. So in this case, from the big down move, you can expect to retrace 1/3 to 2/3 of the move, and that's where you expect to find resistance. We did find that resistance. You found it exactly on it, right? Then fell out, then it went back in, and it's broken out. That's it. It's very highly unlikely that you fall back into here. It's almost zero. Okay, I'd give that a 0.001% chance that you start falling back into here and then getting down into here. That's basically not happening. Okay, black swan events and all that. You're now above this zag zone. We've been faffing around this 0.786 at $1,700 which I mentioned, which we did find basically exact resistance at. Once you get out of there, I don't know, does it do it like that or does it shoot through? Then the all-time high is coming, 2,300, and I'd say $5,000 platinum is easy. I mean, that's easy. Where's the end of the decade? There's the end of the decade right here. You think it can't do what? This? By the end of the decade in 5 years' time? Look at that. You can't tell me it can't do the same thing. It can do the exact same thing. $5,000 platinum, no problem whatsoever, in my humble opinion. And I'd watch out for that 1.618 Fibonacci extension. That's technically at $5,465 using a logarithmic Fibonacci. Okay, that's real doable. Okay, by the end of the decade, 5 years time, no problem. Looking good. Just needs to clear over that 1,700 to say we're moving onwards and upwards from there. I'll come back to palladium one day, and copper is still doing its thing. Bullish on copper over the longer term. We're at $5.10. Yeah, it will. I think it's looking good for higher moves. I just want to see it, as I said, clear and hold that $5.30 mark. Then I'll say, looking fantastic. Let me go back to now that rare earth stuff and see what we've done them. Yes, good. Okay. The market is fully open now. Let me just check that for you. And I'm going to share the screen and move it over to here. And then we'll be talking about Bitcoin and crypto. Screen and me. All right. Let's see what has opened really well on the Australian Stock Exchange in the last few minutes. Let's see what is up. Everything listed here that you see with the yellow flags right here above my head, I am currently in. Okay. Why isn't it doing that? Oh, because I'm not listed. Have I got not listed on there? RML? Give me a second. RML. Oh, that's why, because it's not on there. You son of a bee. AR3. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to go to my other watch list. Give me a second. I'm going to go to this one. Okay, that watch list. Let's see. Fantastic. Here is a big list of small cap Australian stocks that I'm in a majority of them. Anything listed with the yellow mark, I am in, and the other ones I haven't gotten into yet. Okay, let's see. RML. All right, this is Resolution Minerals. That is up 27% for the day. I actually got into RML just here. I'll show you right here. This is a great one. I think it's got a lot of room to move, just so you're aware. We're here and here, and then we bounced right here at the 0.618. I bought right here on that, just after that bounce of the 0.618. So we came down to perfect support, again into that normal support range, the zag zone. Okay, so we got into this zone, we bounced off it, and then we got to there. I bought in at 4.7 cents. The following day, it gapped up quite a lot. Then it's just been going and going and going. So this one in particular has done really well for me. I got in last week, and I am currently up, 200 and something percent. That's a really good move. Okay, not bad. Now, this is part of a broader Australian small cap ETF, so buying a little tiny bit of lots of them. So some of them I only have like $100 in, some I have maybe $500 in. The most I have in any one is $500, so it kind of ranges 500, 300, 200, 100 for the real smaller caps. But I think I've got 500. I think I put $500 on this one in particular. So looking really good. That's RML, and it's on its journey. It's got a long way to go. Okay, so up into here, you've got at least, I mean, you can pump another 200% to get to the top end of the zag zone, and obviously from the to the all-time high, that's like 3,700% from here. So I think RML, Resolution Minerals, not financial advice, has got some decent way to go. Just be aware that you'll get some resistance coming up really soon, probably around about here. At around about your 30-cent mark is probably where you're going to find some massive resistance. Okay, so if you're getting into it now and you want to, watch out for 30 cents. It's actually 29 cents. Right about there, I'd be very careful. So maybe it's a bit late. Getting in here was a great idea, but in here. Anyway, that's RML. AR3, which is Australian Rare Earths, funnily enough. Rare earths and critical mineral stuff is opening really well. That's up 20%. IXR, which is ionic rare earths, is up by 9%. Hastings Technology Metals is up 12% for the day. That's at $1. ARR, which I showed you before, E25 is up. So nothing's pumped majorly on this move except just for a couple. Okay, that's interesting to note. Cool. So it looks like my portfolio is up a little bit. I don't want to keep talking about me and my portfolio, but it's great to see. Good. Cool. Let's go to some comments and then we'll do Bitcoin and crypto. Cool. Let's see. Any more comments? Then we'll get to Bitcoin and crypto. Yes. Yes. My ears perked up when you said osmium. Absolutely. Let's talk about Bitcoin and crypto. Okay, we're going to look at the price of Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at TOSHI, and I also want to take a look at the Bitcoin to gold ratio and the gold to Bitcoin ratio. I did a video yesterday, but if you haven't seen that, I'll briefly go over that again because there's been a lot of people, and I don't know how manufactured this might be, but there's been a lot of people on X and social saying, I'm out of gold. I've just sold all my gold positions and I'm buying Bitcoin from here. The rotation into Bitcoin is happening. Bitcoin. Gold sucks. Yeah, let's take a look at that ratio, though. You really need to look at that. But let's take a look at Bitcoin in general. This part of the show is brought to you by Stormrake. Stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Why would you want a Stormrake account? Well, because you want a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage, but we'll talk about those later. You get a good deal when you buy through me, when you sign up through me. Let's take a look at Bitcoin watch list, and this one. I want not the index. I want the Bitstamp exchange price. Here is Bitcoin on the daily time frame price in USD, 110,622. Using the tradingview.com website, Bitstamp exchange price. Let's pop out to the weekly, see where we are. Now, technically, on the weekly time frame, you're still making higher highs and higher lows. Is that a pivot point? That's the question. If that can be classed as a pivot point, then technically you've made a lower low. If you look on the monthly time frame, though, on the monthly, look, Bitcoin's making higher highs and higher lows. So it is still in a bull market. Let me reiterate that very clearly. From here, you started making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay? Even if you can come all the way down to like 75,000 US dollars, you don't want to do that, preferably because it just signals momentum loss. Okay, but yeah, I mean, as long as you post, you can go down lower, but as long as you post a higher low, that's okay. You're still making higher highs, higher lows, right? Good. I would suggest, though, that the thrusts, okay, the things are really starting to lose momentum, okay? I'm not saying we dip from here completely, but just be careful around here. I really need to see it clear and hold through that $117,000, $118,000 range. This could be, as I've been saying before, a flat correction. So rather than a deep correction, like, for example, if I show you here, where are we? If I go to the daily and show you something like, where is it? So that's 1, 2, where it's something like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an A, B, C correction. That's like a deep correction, deep wave down. Could you be doing a flat kind of thing instead, where it's like roughly, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you've got a more of a flat correction rather than way down? Could be the case. Okay, I don't want to see it below there very often, about below that $107,000 mark. Okay, you've got between here and here, kind of like it's called an expanded flat, and that's where, so it's like a flat correction where it takes out the highs, then it takes out the lows, and we've talked about this before, where the market, particularly crypto, wants you to lose. Okay, the crypto exchanges don't want to pay out bunches of money because you've gone long here, or you've gone short here, or you've gone long here. If you've gone short here, they're going to grab your liquidity and stop you out here. If you went long here, they're going to make sure that they grab your stop losses and you're out of the market first before it continues the trend. So an expanded flat does exactly that. Gets these people out, and it gets these people out. And of course, we had that massive move. Okay, of course, the BTC whale dropping Bitcoin down to there. Funnily enough, where did it take? Oh, just around that kind of area where all these people here who went long have to put their stop losses, and they're out of the market, right? Then this could be the move that then propels it through. Okay, this could be the flush out here and the flush out here, and then onwards and upwards we go. And you would say that the general trend would continue, and the general trend on the monthly time frame has been up. Okay, so that's the positive side of it. Cool. Here's what I need to see. Bare minimum, it needs to get above around about that 117, 118 level right there. Okay, that's really all you need to know from this high now and this low. You've got the expected resistance range, and it has to clear there bare minimum in order for me to say, okay, Bitcoin and crypto is going to continue. Cool. So it's right between there. And that top end is sitting there at about 117,000 at the moment, which is that previous area of resistance. That's all you need to see. Do that. And then I'll be, okay, Bitcoin onwards and upwards we go to another new all-time high. Until we do that, I can't tell you that Bitcoin's going to have a brand new all-time high. I follow data. I don't follow narrative. I don't care about the 4-year halving cycle and this, that, and the other. I used to care about all this narrative stuff. Oh, it's the 4-year cycle and the halving and all that. These things are narratives until they're not. Okay, the halving cycle got got noticed during the third cycle, technically. I think it was more like 2017, 2018, where the halving cycle really came in, and then 2020, people noticed it, and the halving cycle, blah, blah, blah. Why is it necessarily going to happen this time? Okay. Or the following time as well. So anyway, the short answer is, clear through there. Do something like that, get into this zone, do that, out of there. As soon as you get out of there, I'll say new all-time high coming, probably for Bitcoin. Where can we go to? Possibly way higher. If you clear that 117,000, sky's the limit. Okay, price discovery, etc. Could we hit that that $200,000 Bitcoin that Bisha from Stormrake believes could still do in 2025? You never know. What we don't want to see, however, is a break back down below that 107. You do that, whoa, not great, not good. Okay, so yeah, clear through. Get back down through there. Sorry, really liney. I apologize. If you start doing that and that acts as resistance, that's bad news, and then you'll be heading further down. That would send all of general crypto down with it. Let's talk about general crypto. Let's talk about the others market, and then we'll look at TOSHI specifically as well. Here is the others market, which is the entirety of crypto minus the top 10. $255 billion. I was going through crypto with this client from yesterday. If you just joined us, I give non-financial advice, my own personal opinion on precious metals investment, crypto investment as well. I do have one-on-one sessions, which you can pay for, and I'll put a link somewhere below. But I said to this gentleman, I won't be back into crypto in a big way until bare minimum we creep through that $340 billion area. It's got to get back above there, okay? And I will start thinking about it. If we do crack back above, I'll start maybe eyeing off some crypto and maybe dipping my toe in if we start creeping back above that $290 billion area right there. Okay, why? Well, from, where is it? From this low and this high, you can see this area right there, that 290 billion. So I'll start thinking about it, but really got to clear that 340 billion in order to say, yeah, okay, looking potentially much better. Cool. On the positive side, on the positive case, on the daily time frame, we have hit oversold already. Okay, so you tend to have a bounce from there. If you can see here, bounce, that coincides with that. Bounce coincides with that. We have bounced. So if we break there, look, you might be looking good. I just need to see it do that. Get through there and then crack through there and then, okay, great. Then I'll probably be much heavier into crypto than I am currently. The only crypto that I am currently in is my old friend, TOSHI. I'm still holding the position. Let's take a look at it right now. Here is TOSHI on the weekly time frame, price in USD, 0.0007168. I'm still holding the position that I said I would until we break down through certain levels. I'm in a loss at the moment. I haven't made a loss. It's a paper loss because I haven't sold. I will probably get out of it if it starts breaking back down through that 6.2 kind of level. See that green box right there? Love TOSHI. Here's what I couldn't see and what you didn't see either. Again, the reason why I got back into TOSHI, because it did a beautiful move. I mean, from this high and this low, what you did is you had a move up to the expected resistance zone. It was a spike as well. Spikes mean SHIT. It's generally where things close at. We closed within it. I was like, I don't like that fact that we spiked here, and this was on the news of the, BitGet. BitGet getting TOSHI getting listed on BitGet. We saw a reaction on the news, and I said, just watch out. Okay, you're probably going to get a bit of a dip. We had a bit of a dip. I said I'd like to find support around about here. We found support around about here, and I said if you start breaking through here again, through this 618, okay, that's a really bullish sign. It is a very bullish sign. Okay, then we crept through it. I took a small position, and then what happened? The mother of all crashes wiped out a whole bunch of people, and that took TOSHI down with it. Something that couldn't be seen. Okay, so this was going out. This is really strong move. And then Trump announced, potential tariffs, etc. And then the BTC whale did the BTC whale thing. I think in total coordination with the exchanges, again, to flush people out, okay, before potentially another big run. But yeah, I'm still holding, and we had, look at this. I said, watch out for this support area to act as support. You want it to hold as support, and so far it did. So it touched down into that area, but it didn't break below. So I'm still in that position. It's not until we start closing below this area will I just get out of TOSHI, because I'll take a loss on it. It is what it is, but I'm not going to risk it getting through this major level here. Look at this. This is major level of resistance. Okay, it became support again. If it's not support again and you're breaking through here, the question becomes, why aren't buyers stepping in here? What has fundamentally changed about TOSHI that people aren't willing to buy here? That signals major weakness. Okay, so that's why I will be out if a crash gets below that 6.2 kind of area. But so far, so good. We're at 7.2 roughly. I just need to see it get back above here. Get above 9.6. Fantastic. Then we'll talk about much, much higher prices. We'll talk about all-time high. I'd be really happy to say on this next break of 9.6 right there, I'd say, okay, you're probably going to make a play for the all-time high. okay, where it got listed on Coinbase. Cool, because where's the trapped money? It's basically, there's maybe some buyers here, maybe at that kind of 1.9 kind of level, but from there you're looking for all-time high. We're not there yet, just in a bit of a range. Don't close below 6.2. Please start closing above 9.596, please and thanks. That's for TOSHI. Still in, let me know if you are in still, please, with the amazing TOSHI, the meme of base chain, the face of base. Cool, that's TOSHI. I don't think I want to do any further things. Let me go back here. Screen and me, of course. You want that. And I go GMS. Cool. When you want to buy crypto, I really want you to buy from stormrake.com. They're a full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Why would you want one? Because they're like an old school broker. You can give them a call or an email. Looks like they're experiencing temporary phone outage, so email them. This is the great thing. Multiple ways to contact them, okay? If you want to get into a position. So you can easily email trade@stormrake.com, tell them your account number, and you just go, hey, buy me $10,000 of Litecoin or Ethereum or whatever. They handle it all for you. You don't have to push buttons and all that. It's like speaking to or emailing, contacting your dedicated broker, which you have there at stormrake.com. They will also, you can have a chat with them, okay? You can talk with them, get their advice about what crypto they think is good, and just have a good old chat. Even before you sign up for an account, give them a call and vet them, see what they're all about, okay? If you're interested in signing up, you can click the create account button. It's free to join, of course, but they're going to charge you money for buys and sells. Now, what are they going to charge you? 3%. Full service cryptocurrency brokerage. They can hold the crypto for you, or they can send it to your nominated address. Now, as a crypto native, 3% is actually still a pretty good deal. However, if you sign up with my link right here, you get 2% brokerage fees. That's like just slightly more than like Coinbase, okay? 1%, 2% fees are very, very normal here in the crypto space. But for a full service cryptocurrency brokerage where they do it all for you, that's unheard of. 2%, it's really, really good, okay? So use my link here. I'll put it somewhere, or you can copy and paste this in, your browser. It'll take you to the same sign-up page. It'll look exactly like this, except at the top in the address bar, you'll see the my Good Morning Stackers. You'll see the word Good Morning Stackers. And that's how you know you get it for 2%. As a crypto native, you want access to deep liquidity. As a crypto novice, get Stormrake to do it all for you. Give them a call. Okay? And while I'm here, buy precious metals. Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, best bullion dealer in all of Australia. 20 or more items in your shopping cart, you get instant free shipping. Not instant, they don't send it the same day. Sometimes they do if you can pay on the same day. That's perthbullion.com.au. Also, do me a favor, head over to the Silver Investor Club. This is my private club where you get exclusive access to private silver deals through Perth Bullion Exchange, but they're not publicly listed. You have to find them on the Silver Investor Club. Okay, it's free to join. Currently, I will start charging you. We have a weekly hangout on a Friday morning. A great community of like-minded silver investors. 213 members talk amongst themselves. Lots of posts going on about spot price, about stocks. I've just had a membership request. All right, I shall approve that. Thanks, George, for joining us. All right, now we have 214 members just doing really great guns. And again, a weekly silver special that you cannot get anywhere else. And they're really good deals. Sometimes they're like for spot price as well. So head over there. Don't come for just the special, stay for the community. That's why you really want to stay. But you get some extra perks as well. We'll be doing giveaways as well coming very, very soon. That's the Silver Investor Club. I'll put a link below. Do I have anything else? Yes, I actually do. What I wanted to talk about, let me go back to here. I did actually want to mention the gold to Bitcoin and Bitcoin to gold ratio very quickly. Where are we? I mentioned it in the video yesterday. Let me quickly show you. So this is the gold to Bitcoin ratio. Okay. As I said in the video yesterday, I believe everyone should own some gold and they should own some Bitcoin. At least 10% of your investable portfolio should be in gold and Bitcoin. What I mean by that is, 5% gold, 5% Bitcoin. If you want to do 10% gold, 10% Bitcoin, so 20% in gold and Bitcoin, sure, do that. but I think minimum 10% for both of them, if that makes sense. So 5 and 5. Because gold is an insurance policy, Bitcoin, I believe now, is like an insurance policy as well. I see Bitcoin going to $1 million later on down the track. The limited supply, institutional investment, it's not going anywhere. It just goes, it's just a little bit more volatile, okay? Both gold and Bitcoin can be going up in price. Both gold and Bitcoin could be going down in price, okay, depending on where we are in their cycles. It's just that one looks like it might be outperforming the other. Where are we sitting with that at the moment? It looks like at this stage that gold is in the beginnings of a bottoming out versus Bitcoin again. If you hold Bitcoin, it could be going to 150,000, 200,000, could be on its way to $1 million. It's just that potentially gold might be outperforming it, okay, in terms of its percentage gain, okay? Here is gold versus Bitcoin. It looks pretty bottomy to me. This is on the monthly time frame. We haven't broken any key levels yet on the monthly time frame, so we can't say 100%. You never say 100% that we're, absolutely bullish. But geez, when you look at it here, I'll have to show you on the weekly time frame for the relative strength index. It's looking pretty tasty. Okay, you can see here this bottoming out. Okay, so it's kind of like a flat support level right there, and you can see the momentum has been moving up. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. You can also see on the volume has been moving up as well. So sort of flattening out. It's been finding a bottom here. It's very interesting. Okay, so gold versus Bitcoin had support here, bottomed here, exact support here, came down, broke through. What did it do? It grabbed the liquidity. It was a fake out, then back up to key resistance here. Okay, this is why I'm probably more, I'm leaning towards gold outperforming Bitcoin. Could be wrong, right? Then we had exact support again, right? It didn't come back down in here. That's very bullish, okay? Now we're at the top end of this resistance range here. We've yet to break through it, okay? So this is where many people have been saying, oh, I'm swapping my gold for Bitcoin. Oh, ha, 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 you gold people suck, right? Yeah, you could have a bit of a range here, right? What you don't want to see is this breakdown below here. If you do this, bad news, well, it's probably, again, bad news is subjective. Both gold and Bitcoin could be going up. It's just that Bitcoin would probably continue its run to outperform gold, okay? But if you do the following, if you do something like this, if you break through now, or if you break through, it takes a number of months or a number of weeks or sometime in 2026, if you do that and you start breaking through here, then you're making higher highs on the weekly time frame. That is a change to bullish market structure from kind of bearish, lower highs, lower lows. Right now we've got higher low. If you make a higher high, that becomes what's that? That is a non-failure swing. No, there's a failure swing pattern. Okay, so successive lower highs, lower lows, lower high, higher low, higher high, failure swing pattern, very bullish for gold versus Bitcoin. Now, again, as I said, both of the prices could be crashing in fiat dollar currency. It's just that one's not crashing as much as the other one. I would kind of say, though, it's probably going to mean if gold's going to break through Bitcoin, it's probably because both are going up. That's just me. But yeah, if you're just following this ratio, it looks like gold's at a real bottoming point. Okay, very bullish on Bitcoin in the long term, but I'm bullish on gold too. And if I show you the Bitcoin to gold ratio, so the exact flip of that, does that look like a bullish chart or a bearish chart? Does it look like it's going to continue, or does it look like a bit toppy? I would say to me, it just looks a bit toppy from here. Just like with the Bitcoin price, it could be a flat correction. Could be. Okay, so you could be doing something like, so what's that? So that's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C correction, so more like a flat correction rather than all the way down. This could be the support level right there, and then yeah, look, Bitcoin could continue on its merry way. I can't be confident with it until Bitcoin breaks through there at around about 37 on the ratio. We're currently at 25. If you do this, then I'd say, yeah, look, Bitcoin's going to continue to underperform gold. Okay, so that's where I'd really highly consider all these people, which I think was quite manufactured, saying, haha, I've sold all my gold positions. I'm getting into Bitcoin now. Really? At the Bitcoin to gold ratio where it's looking at right now, when you flip it to the gold to Bitcoin ratio, I wouldn't be so certain to do that just yet. Okay, but that's the Bitcoin to gold ratio, etc. Cool. Now let's go. Final comments and we'll get out of here. Morning, Gag, says Jason Rosana. Good to see you, man. Beautiful day in Melbourne before the rain tomorrow. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to get out today for a good walk. I think I try to go out for a bit of a walk every day. 57 Trekkie. Morning. I like the name, Trekkie. Are you a Star Trek fan? Because I am. Great question. Thank you for asking. How's your markets courses going, Joe? Funny you should mention that. Thanks for asking. The other proud sponsor is Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. So I am currently doing let's go, Mastering the Markets. So I am doing the Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com year-long, they've called it something different now. Cool. The year-long comprehensive course. I've done Unit 1. Now, Unit 1, this is expensive, okay? I'm doing this thing. Could you help support the show by buying from one of my sponsors? Or, particular, you can give me a super chat, come and have an investment strategy with me, join the Silver Investor Club because I will start charging a monthly fee, etc. I want to do this full-time, this show, and help put me through school because it's really expensive. All right. I'm doing the 12-month course. I've done Unit 1. Now, Unit 1 happens to be the 10-week course that you can do. So you can do Unit 1 of the 12-month course, which is it's the thing that you have to learn first. So it's Dow Theory Principles and Technical Analysis Foundations, okay? I've learned so much in the first unit of this course. You could do this course, the 10-week course, and then just be pushed out of the nest like the baby bird, and you could pretty much hit the ground pretty much running, okay? I'm doing the comprehensive course, which goes into more detail, a lot of things, Elliott Wave and all that kind of stuff. I'm doing the full thing, but check out Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. If you don't want to do a course, what you can do is you can join their academy for free. Why is that doing that? If you want to join the academy, there is a free section, academy.masteringthemarkets.com. All the stuff in the general community is free for you. If you want all their back-end stuff, the paid stuff, like the educator calls, the multiple live streams, etc., then you do pay a monthly subscription fee. It's $250 a month. Okay, so you don't have to spend $12,000 on the year-long comprehensive course like I'm doing. Put me through school, please. You can spend $250 a month, okay, and get access to the academy. I tell you now, you're going to learn so much just by imbibing the live shows and the live streams and all that, multiple educators, all right, every single week, like multiple times a week. You've got all these educators doing their live streams, and you get that as part of the Mastering the Markets paid academy and all the other stuff, the trading floor, the live trading floor every morning and every evening. It's just amazing. So academy.masteringthemarkets.com. Thanks for that, Jason. I appreciate it. I think we shall go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers. We've talked about precious metals. We talked about the rare earth thing. We did Bitcoin and crypto as well. Please hit the big red subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the follow button on X as well, because I go live there and on YouTube at the same time. And, of course, we do a synchronized slurp. And we also, for the last part of the show, we dance it out as well. Can you imagine? It's so amazing. Let me just get rid of that so I don't get all those things. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your tasty beverage because you have watched. Okay, let me try that again. Mute. Is it going to do it now for me? Come on.
Good morning, Stack.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Good morning, Stack.
It's podcast time.
All right. Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronized slurp.
3, 2, 1,
Now
go.
we're on the move.
Thanks for watching, party people. Love your work. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking. And I'll see you next time. Have an amazing day, whatever you're doing. See ya.